Good afternoon. I don't have a great deal to add to what Chief Brazo has been saying. I agree with his comments. Um, I'm a little bit older than he is, so I was actually around when the Canadian Human Rights Act was passed 30 years ago. And when my predecessor, Gordon Fairweather, said in a very early statement on these matters that Section 67, which as you all know, in effect, bars the Canadian Human Rights Commission from dealing adequately with complaints from First Nations people, was brought in. He recognized then that it was said to be a temporary arrangement while some consultations went on between the government and the National Indian Brotherhood, as it was then called. Well, 30 years is a long time for consultation and discussion. So the first point I think Mr. Chief Brazo has made is absolutely correct. It's time to get on with it and to stop talking and putting off and putting in legislation which then crashes because the House is prorogued, and then putting in further legislation. Out of 92 there was legislation, which, as you all know, was did not go forward because the House was prorogued and there was an election. Since then, there have been other pieces of legislation that have been brought forward. They haven't gone to. We're still left not only with Section 67, but with the Indian Act, which my commission, when I was chief commissioner, characterized as a colonialist piece of legislation, which it said contributed to the only really deeply serious human rights problem in this country. That is the problem of the Aboriginal people. There are other problems. There are problems with women's rights, with the rights of the disabled, with racist use of the internet, and many others. But we try to deal with them as best we can, and I don't think we try to deal as well as we could with Aboriginal rights. And that's the purpose of my being here today. The immediate purpose, of course, is to encourage the government to bring back in the legislation that would repeal Section 67 of the Human Rights Act, et qui donnerait donc aux Autochtones la possibilité de jouir de leurs droits humains comme nous tous, comme tous les Canadiens et toutes les Canadiennes, sauf les Autochtones. Et ça, il faut que ça cesse. Il faut que les Autochtones aient les mêmes droits que moi j'ai comme Canadien. Et en commençant avec l'abrogation de cette fameuse clause, article 67 de la loi des droits de la personne. Thanks very much.